video in the Prep Chronicles that I want to call it. My first show that I'm setting up for is May 7th. It's a ways out there yet. I started prep October. I started prep November 1st, and it's earlier than I normally do. Last year I did a 20-week prep, which turned out great, and it actually ended up being 16 weeks because of COVID and shows changing date and having to get that one show that I got last year. So I lost 30 pounds in 16 weeks last year. It wasn't bad at all. I felt relaxed. I liked the fact that I was ready early, because then it just, it took the stress of anxiety of worrying about, oh my gosh, what am I going to look like when I get there? I'm like, oh, okay, I'm here, and now I can kind of just cruise into things. So I started early this year because this past year I've done nothing as far as recording what I've been eating. I don't know what the calories I was eating. I don't know what my macros were. I wasn't weighing anything. My weight was staying pretty close within 2 or 3 pounds for the entire year. It took me a while to get my weight back up on a reverse diet, but it went really well. And then I was comfortable with my fluff. I was doing good workouts. I was making progress. So I was happy with that, but I also knew that by taking all of that time off from counting, that I was going to mess up. There were going to be mess up days where I just did. And that happened. I had 2 days since November 1st that I messed up. One day I just didn't count and I went over. I fell victim to a bag of pretzel M&Ms, which are delicious. And then another day I just didn't feel great. I was just like, blech, and I ended up eating half of what I was supposed to. So, and I knew, like I said, I knew that was going to happen. So it was kind of like my taking an extra month just to get back into the groove, get into that mindset of, okay, now you have to count. You had your fun year of eating, and now we're serious. I have a prep coach that takes care of that for me, so I send him updates on my weight, progress pictures, and then he just does his magic with the numbers and tells me what my fat, protein, and carbs have to be, and I just follow that along. I usually eat kind of the same. I always eat the same thing, but it works for me. I make a big pot of rice or potatoes, a big thing of veggies, a big thing of ground beef, ground venison, turkey, whatever it is for that week or whatever I have, whatever's on sale, that's how it goes. So I just make that on Sundays, and then I just get it all stacked up in the fridge and just eat the same thing over. I think it's easier for me that way because my mindset is at this point, food isn't really, you're not eating for pleasure and to enjoy it. You're eating because you need A, B, and C. You need certain amounts of each one. And I think once I just eat eating the same thing and it's bland, it makes me have less cravings for things I shouldn't eat. And that sounds weird, but maybe, I don't know. It somehow works for me. I know some people can do it where they have all these wonderful things and all these fun little sauces that they make up and stuff, but I don't have time, and that just makes me want more things that I know I can't have. So I keep it really simple. Keep it simple, stupid, and that seriously does work for me. So I think the starting a month ahead was a good idea for me. I'm a very anxious person, and it's giving me that little kind of break-in period to settle down and to know that, okay, now we've got to start doing some good work. I wrote a list because I wanted to make this sort of have a flow and not get sort of out of topic, so it ended up being 10 minutes long. The other thing that I've noticed that I need to improve on is my sleep. I've been tracking that, and I don't sleep well. I wake up a lot at night for short amounts of time, and I know a lot of it is some of it is due towards back pain and not being able to find the spot that I need to sleep in. I like to sleep in a really, really cold room. So I have my heat shut off. I've done all of those things. Sometimes I have a window open. So it's not a temperature thing. So I don't know if it's I'm not really sure. I think the pain has something to do with it because the pain signals and I wake up and then I have to flip over to try and find a new spot that doesn't hurt. But I do want to try and get a little bit better on that. I know there are some nights I've noticed where I'd be really good. If I get to bed at 8, I do really well. One night I went to sleep at 10 after 10 and had to get up at 3:15. I don't know what in the world happened there, but obviously that day was bad. I felt bad. Everything felt bad. My mood felt off. My body hurt. I got my workout done, but yet I wasn't even there. It was like I was just going through the motions that day. And, I got it done, but I also know that I don't think I accomplished a damn thing that day because I wasn't mentally there. So I'm going to try and work on my sleep a little bit more. Try and get to bed early. I need to be more, I need to get back into my Sunday meal preps where I actually get everything I containerize everything in one day so I can just grab it out of the fridge and walk out the house. So those are 2 things that I want to work on this week, trying to see if I can get a little bit better sleep routine going on and getting back into some serious grab and go meal prep where I put little stickies on them so I know, or I'll even do those white erase boards where for the week I write down, okay, this is what I'm going to eat for the week. This is what the macros are, so that I can just plug them right into my phone and I don't really have to think about it. It's just if I eat these 6 things, this is what I get and I'm done. So those are my goals for the week. I'll let you know in the next video how I do with those goals. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this. This is kind of fun for me. It's totally outside my comfort zone. This is probably the fifth time I think I've recorded this one, and this one I'm sending. This one is going to be it. Because there's that saying, it's not, I can't even get the saying right. It's not perfection, it's progress. And I think anytime that you do something new, you have to expect that some of those times doing something new are going to suck. You might feel silly. You might trip and fall and stumble or say something odd and want to record it for a 6th time. But it's just fun. I love doing new things. I've got a new thing going on December 11th. I'm trying my first deadlifting competition. It's a charity event. It's at my gym. I love my gym. It is the best, absolute best environment for me. It pushes me. I am still intimidated there. There are people there that are so much higher and on such an elevated level as far as athleticism and what they've accomplished. But, everybody's been there different time lengths and you can't all start at the top. So I love my gym. I'm segueing off of my list right now, but I think finding that gym was the best thing that I did. When I first walked in there, I was intimidated as hell. I was like, oh my gosh, what this is like, was so foreign to what I was used to. I was used to I've been to all different kinds of clubs, super fancy ones, more basic ones. And this one is old school. It's old school. It's not fancy. It's not pretty. It doesn't have mirrors and TVs and all the fancy stuff, but what it has is knowledge. It has a ton of knowledge. My coach is fantastic. It has such a great vibe to it. The energies there is incredible. Watching people support each other, doing crazy big things, achieving just some amazing stuff. It is phenomenal. If you're not happy with your gym, oh my gosh, go out and try a free week 1 and get to a gym that scares the crap out of you, because that's where I got better. I never would have done some of the things I've done at this gym at another place. I had a crappy coach at one point, and I've got 2 amazing coaches now, and I'm super excited. I love the whole process. I love all of it. I love the workouts. I love the workouts that suck. I love having to count my food and weigh things, but at the same point I'll be like, oh my God, why can't I just be like a normal person? But then I realized I would never be happy as a normal person. So anyway, way segued from my list. I hope that this was interesting. If you have questions, Oh my gosh, I would love to hear them. If I don't know the answer, I'll try and come up with something or do some research. I